What is good, YouTube? We're back today with my first video in a long time. And today we're talking about Mark Miller's Empress. So sit back, relax, grab some food, grab some drinks. And let me tell you a story about a queen. Our story picks up in Earth, approximately 25 million years in the past. This is a very different Earth than we know. This Earth is technologically advanced. It's basically like a whole new planet. A planet that is ruled by a very dangerous man, the emperor of the known galaxy. This man is basically Thanos, but with red skin. Matter of fact, he's not Thanos. He's like the Hulk. He looks intimidating. His presence speaks volume to how dangerous he is. Everyone in this known universe is afraid of him for good reason. Stepping into arena, he sits on his throne, looking at the people who are bound in chains, addressing them, for they have committed a crime of pushing disobedience. They asked their emperor, "But sir, we are the ones who reported our best friend for speaking against your holy name." He looks at them and said, "You didn't do enough. You were meant to have beaten him to a pulp with your bare hands. You were meant to have killed your best friend in my name." Knowing that they had no defense, they chose their fates. Standing before him, he asked them one simple question: "Would you fight me or would you fight the monster?" Instantly they said, "We will fight the monster, my king." And he said, "Very good." And at that moment, they saw the monster they would have to face. Because this was 25 million years in the past. So dinosaurs reigned supreme. They were the apex predators of this era in time. And this dinosaur was about to have lunch with this disobedient subjects. Standing before him, they accepted their fates. The crowd drenched in blood, and the emperor looked into his beautiful wife, calling out to her and dedicating this kill, this feast, in her name. She looked at him and smiled. "Thank you, my king." But something was wrong, because deep down, we knew she wasn't happy. Because instantly at that moment, she looked to her royal guard and told him, "We need to get the hell off this planet." And because he was sworn loyalty to her, he did what he had to do. He took his queen to her quarters to change, because she could not escape the planet in the way she looks right now. She would be too noticeable. Standing guard, her handmaidens helped her change into a proper armor set to allow her escape. The queen looked at him and said, "Are you loyal to me?" And he said, "I am, for I have sworn loyalty to you and your kids." The queen looks to her handmaiden and thanks them for her service, because she knew as soon as she departs, they will all be killed for helping her escape. Her bodyguard took her to the hangar to get a special ship for them to use to escape. But they were asking a question: "Why are you here? You are the Empress's personal guard. You're not meant to be away from her." And at that moment, he chose to attack, kicking him in the nuts. He picked up his gun. And this is where we realize this guy is not just some random soldier. He is lethal, especially with the blaster, taking out every single soldier who chose to stand in his way. With one shot, he disarmed and killed everyone, causing an explosion and allowing him and the Empress take cover. At that moment, we see the Empress's children coming out from the shadows. She told her children to get on the ship, but they didn't want to listen, or rather, she didn't. The princess didn't think it was right to run away from her father, but the queen told her, "Your brother right now is not even on good terms with your father, and your father doesn't take that lightly. He will probably kill your brother." The princess looked at her mother and made it clear, "It is good, because he is too soft." Before the Empress could respond, something hit her in her tummy. She was shot by a blaster, but because she had royal armor on, The blaster didn't do much damage. They got her and her kids onto the ship, and they used the opportunity to take off. This is when we see that the Empress's personal guard was also an outstanding pilot. Taking off in the ship, they realized that their faces was everywhere. They were wanted on the whole planet. The princess was worried. How did everyone know so fast, forgetting who she is and who her father is? But at that moment, he couldn't respond properly because he was dodging bullets and he was dodging them well. The princess was worried. She thought at that moment they were going to die. But the Empress wasn't, because she knew he was going to protect them. Finding a way to take off into orbit, they were stopped by a big, giant cruiser, telling him if he doesn't dock, they were going to blow up his ship. So he had no choice but to dock. They assumed he was going to get down from the ship, but they were so freaking wrong, because as the commander stepped in looking all smug, the bodyguard opened fire, destroying the ship from the inside. He laid waste to almost every single soldier in that building. He opened his hatch and he asked the pilot to unleash the warp drive or else everyone would die, which he did, allowing them to escape from planet Earth, instantly destroying the ship to escape, resulting in all the soldiers being destroyed as well. He was ruthless, but at this moment you have to be ruthless. We then jump to a flashback to see the Queen and the Emperor's first meet. The Emperor had taken a liking to the Empress, saying, "Wow, you work here and you look like this?" She made it clear, "Oh, I don't usually work here. I'm just helping a friend." The Emperor made it clear, "As from today, you are mine. You will bear me children, and if you say anything about your past, every single person you have mentioned will be killed. Your life starts now, at this moment." And she said, okay. This was the Emperor of Earth. She thought she was about to have a best, beautiful life, but she didn't know it was about to be so horrible. In the ship, her children were asking, where are they going to? So she made it clear, your father didn't let me talk about my past, so he doesn't know I have a sister. We're going to my sister's. This is when we see that while they were escaping, the Emperor was having dinner with his people. And when he received the bad news about his children and his wife escaping, he became angry, very angry, and he uttered one last sentence: "Find my children now." He didn't even ask for his wife because he knew at that moment she chose to betray him, so she was going to die. To be continued in Empress Issue 2 by Mark Miller. Please like and subscribe. God bless.